Neither age, no money, no class distinctions, no even death can destroy true love. Hi, I'm Kian and this is Every Film is Made Twice. I am Iranian and like Iranian films. In this video I wanna talk about It Happened at Midnight. This movie has almost nothing significant. No dialogue, no character, no acting, no music, and not even a specific plot. The viewer must try to understand what is happening. The director does not explain. The details aren't told, the characters are vague, and their relationship with each other changes from one sequence to another. However, why did I choose it for the review? There are two reasons. 1. The romantic story that is formed and its ending is completely different from similar examples. 2. Directed by Tina Pakravan, who is one of the few female directors in Iran. She is young and probably promising and maintains a feminine mood in her films. The story of the film is about a middle-aged widow, Ziba, who cooks in a banquet hall. The singer of the hall, who is a handsome young man, Hossein, falls in love with her. Ziba does not accept at first, but slowly she becomes interested in Hossein too. Those around them oppose and try to dissuade them. Ziba retreats, but Hossein still insists. Until in the middle of a night, when Ziba and her 15-year-old son returned home, they saw Hossein waiting for them in the alley. Hossein wants to talk to them, but Ziba does not want to see him anymore. Hossein and Ziba's son start fighting that causes Hossein to fall down the stairs. A few moments later, blood flows from his head. Ziba and her son escape. Hossein dies, and since he has epilepsy, everyone thinks that he fell down the stairs as a result of that disease. Although Ziba has a guilty conscience, she doesn't tell the truth so that her son will not be imprisoned. When she goes to Hossein's family to offer her condolences and sees their miserable situation, she cannot stand it. She tells her son, "I will go and confess to the murder." The film is feminine feelings, behaviors, and words. The protagonist is a woman who previously had a delinquent husband who was executed. She now has to work hard to support herself and her only child. The situation of this woman may be a cliché to some extent. We see the problems of a widow who cannot find a proper place in society. There is another influential woman in the film, the wife of the owner of the hall, who is young and married to the owner of the hall, who is a middle-aged and rich man. Sometimes she is angry with him, sometimes she expresses her love for him. The script is silent, but we can guess that this beautiful young woman got married for money. We see the problems of unemployed women who cannot live independently. A notable part of the film is the romantic relationship of a widow with a single young man. Everything revolves around this relationship. Ziba has a son and she is older than Hossein. According to Iranian culture, this marriage is not forbidden, but it is not pleasant either. Everyone is trying to dissuade them. The owner of the hall, Ziba's son, and Hossein's sister. The clashes escalate and Hossein is killed. Ziba has no choice but to forget Hossein and remain silent about the murder because her son has committed murder. But Hossein's love does not leave her alone. She wants to sacrifice for Hossein as Hossein has somehow sacrificed for him. This is where we see a romantic twist at the end of the film. Ziba decides to confess that she committed the murder, which will probably lead to her execution. We have seen a lot of romantic relationships. A young woman with an old man, an old woman with a young man. Their relationship may end in marriage or not. They may have to forget each other. But we have rarely seen a romantic relationship in which one sacrifices for the other one after his death. A settled, powerful sense of romance and passion. An irrational sacrifice. During his lifetime, Hossein opposed his family and insisted on marrying Ziba. He had ignored his youth to be with her, a kind of sacrifice. Ziba did not have enough time to express her love for Hossein. She could not respond to his love. Now, after his death, she wants to prove the sincerity of her love for him and by confessing to his murder, destroy herself. This may not be useful for Hossein, but it does ease the Ziba's conscience. Rakhshan Bani Etemad, Tahmeen Milani, Narges Abyar, and Tina Pakravan can be named as 4 prominent female directors of Iranian cinema. There are very few other cases. Rakhshan Bani Etemad pays more attention to social concerns. Tahmeen Milani has feminist tendencies and is a strong critic of Iranian patriarchal culture and laws. Narges Abyar shows the hardships of women, especially mothers, during the Iran-Iraq war and shows their self-sacrifice and devotion which naturally approach the government's view. But Tina Pakravan takes an intermediate position on women's issues. She neither condemns men nor draws herself closer to formal and traditional tendencies, trying to be realistic. It Happened at Midnight blames almost no one, and only shows the endurance and patience of a woman in the turmoil of life events, and finally depicts her unique self-sacrifice. Tina Pakravan recently made a series called Khatun, almost popular, that aired on the Namava platform. The second season started recently. The story is a historical romance that takes place in the midst of the First World War, led by a tough and independent beautiful woman named Khatun. Regardless of the fact that in this series, like Pakravan's previous films, the details are weak, the subject, atmosphere and acting are attractive. Maybe I will create a video about it and talk about the series in more detail. The name of the film arouses the audience's curiosity. It happened at midnight. What happened? Cleverly chosen movie name. After watching the film, we find out that the director meant Hussein's murder, which happened in the middle of the night. But if we are a little more precise, we may conclude that she means the night when there was a fight at the hall and all the hall staff, including the hall owner and his wife, went to the police station and Hussein and Ziva were left alone in the garden. This was the night that love happened between them. Conclusion: if you want to convince your beloved to marry you, do not do it at midnight.